Greetings, flesh creatures. It is I, Megatron. On behalf of TFYLP, I want to congratulate you for listening to the most refined collected podcast on this miserable little planet Earth. Yes. Here you'll find knowledgeable fans discussing every aspect of Transformers and beyond. Now, enjoy the show while I continue my path to complete conquest of all of you miserable biological entities. Predacons, terrorize!
Hello, welcome to TFYLP episode 402. I'm Lucas. I'm here tonight with Sean.
Hello.
Nick.
Howdy.
And Peter.
Forever Destron.
So yeah, we said we're going to talk about some toys tonight. So Sean said, "Hey, I want to be on." It's been a little while here, Sean.
Yeah. You guys haven't talked about toys for a while, so.
I don't know. The last set of reveals, Kingdom, whenever that was, it hasn't been that long ago. So apparently our viewers are trying to decide between us or Hammer movies on Turner Classic Movies. So I don't know.
I understand that. That's a tough call.
Yeah, that's rough.
Peter Cushing outranks me.
Oh yeah, the book club. I guess that was last night. Yeah, I apologize. I couldn't make it.
God damn it.
Wait, we started that already?
Yeah. They're already through 10 comics or something like that. So.
All my books are in storage.
So yeah, for those that don't know, there's a TFYLP book club that's on the Discord channel. So if you want to read that, I think that they did the first 4 issues of More Than Meets the Eye. Then they did RID. Then now they're going back to More Than Meets the Eye. I think it's issues 4 through 6, I think, for next week. But then they chat about it in the Discord channel. And then there's a live audio chat that goes on Sunday nights that is headed by Anna. So yeah, so if you're interested in that and reading up on the comics again and participating in that, join us in the Discord channel, and we'd love to have you. So, and Paul apparently is got kicked off the episode, so he's he's hanging out in the chat, I guess. So anyway, so tonight's topic is going to talk about some more reveals. So I think we've had all of this stuff leaked. We've seen physical toys of some of these toys out there, but they had not officially been announced yet by Hasbro. Mm-hmm. But for those that didn't know about it, Studio Series, which is supposed to be about the most accurate movie representations, which has been focusing on the Michael Bay movies, live action movies, for the last, I don't know how many toys do they have now? 69? 70?
Nice.
Yeah, up to Devastator, I think it's 69. So now they decided to go in a different direction for a little while.
Oh yeah, and what direction is that?
So apparently they decided they wanted to homage the 86 movie as well. And so that they are putting some G1, because we don't have enough G1, so we decided we need some more.
There was a movie before all the movies? Tell me more.
So I know it's crazy.
Okay, I mean, nitty gritty. Is this what we want from a Studio Series line? I mean, I know we've been doing the Michael Bay stuff for a while, but if you had to choose a Transformers movie to get the ultimate versions of whatever characters that you love out of it, would it be Age of Extinction or would it be 86 TFTM?
Why is that even a question?
I'm putting it out there everyone wants, we're having a discussion, so,
I suppose someone could have the wrong opinion.
That's a fair statement. Where's Sergio?
Seriously.
Right.
All of my kidding around aside, I do find it an odd fit to start putting G1 characters in the Studio Series line. And it's not about my like or dislike for the Bay stuff. It's just that it has been marketed as a Bayformers line, and to suddenly start peppering in the cartoon stuff is odd to me.
It's marketed as a film series line, and yes, that I know. 17 movies later, we're fully entrenched in 69 toys with more coming. More. Where's Dino and Jolt?
Yeah.
And I don't know. We're missing some other people, but yeah. If they're gonna do, I mean, people have been clamoring for these characters to be done right for years now. I mean, every new version of the characters that we're about to talk about are incremental improvements, and these ones are just they pulled out all the stops.
Yeah.
So.
The one good thing I'll say about putting the G1 stuff into Studio Series, if it means that line can continue and can fill in whatever gaps are left without hitting that line fatigue where the product goes stale and they don't get as many product on the shelves and the line ultimately gets canceled. If that stuff can continue to trickle in as part of the assortment, it's a win for everybody. So at least there's that.
We can get, I mean, if you want to look at it like that and we want to explore which ways that Hasbro wants to reuse tooling and whatnot, we could do all sorts of ridiculous things with what's coming out now for the War for Cybertron stuff and what could be slotted in as movie style premiere whatever redecos for the Studio Series 86 line, which could be anyone from season 1, season 2, season 3 basically.
I just want to know if they're going to give me an Ironhide or a Prowl with death action. Big flame shooting out of the eyes of an alternate head. Enough to traumatize me all over again.
Yeah, that one stuck.
Yeah.
My theory, and I mean, this could be just completely out of thin air. It's probably not right, but I think that the Transformers movies, and of course all movies, have been like pushed back at least a year. And so we're not going to get another Transformers movie till probably 2022 or 2023.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I feel like it's one of those things where they probably thought, oh, we're going to, we'll do this X number of characters and it'll be able to sustain the line until we get to that next movie. And then the next movie, they'll just do Studio Series for that. And now they have a gap that is filled. And then the other thing is that, with COVID and all the things going on and whatnot, not as much product has been able, they had to cut one of the waves off at least from Earthrise. And so I just wonder if all of that kind of craziness and whatever that they said, oh, like, let's stick them in here. Because the thing that just seems weird to me is the fact that we're getting half of this line in Earthrise. Or not Earthrise, in Kingdom. And then we're getting half of it in Studio Series 86, which seems, that's the thing that kind of throws me off a little bit.
It wouldn't be the first time that Hasbro's blended the looks of their lines or the themes of their lines. If you think like the Red Label Generations from 2010, Reveal the Shield, and whatever else came out.
This stuff is decided so far in advance. I don't know that we're seeing any COVID effects on like toys getting repackaged yet or reassorted. I would wager more that it's a consistency across the lines kind of thing. These toys will play with these toys. It's just corporate synergy,
Well, the other possibility is that we are getting a very large toy coming out next spring.
We are?
Well, some of us at least. Or some of us are getting 3 of them. I don't know. Or 2 or whatever. Oh,
I only got.
I mean, we should have saw this coming with Unicron, right? We should have been like, okay, yeah, they're definitely going to do a Transformers the movie.
But
it's going to be some kind of a...
but what if it didn't fund? What if it didn't meet the funding goal? Then they wouldn't have done any of it, right?
Yeah.
Stupid funding goal. Give me a break. I'm still angry. Yes, I'm still angry about it.
Why are you angry about it?
I resent it. I resent the toy that I had to buy to complete my set. I resent that it was $600 when it didn't have to be. I don't like the game they played. They don't need a crowdfunding thing to make toys. That's insanity. It didn't have to be $600 worth of figure. They chose to make it $600 worth of figure. It's overkill. I don't need that in my life.
I wouldn't say
another.
it's worth that.
You don't have to buy it. There's other Unicrons, out there.
Okay,
Nick.
who are you talking to? They took my money for granted, and they got my money anyway, and I'm a jerk for doing it. I'm a jerk for handing them the money. And I don't like feeling that way. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I think that the main thing, it seems like Hasbro is just trying different things to see what's going to stick, like with this new market and whatnot. Like, it seems like that they're going after the collectors a lot more than what they used to. And so I think that this is probably the Unicron thing was kind of part of it is that they're like, let's try this out, see how it works and whatever. So it seems like now that they kind of have that off, like some of the other funding things or Kickstarter, whatever things you want to call it.
HasLab.
HasLab, thank you.
HasLab's, crowdfunding.
It seems like that those have actually been taking off a lot more and kind of cemented. So, I don't know whether you like it or not. Like, again, if you don't want to buy it, you don't have to. It's not the regular retail line, Nick. So you could say that, this is a special thing and not part
Hasbro
of the
product.
checklist.
It is a mainline product. It is Hasbro product. It's not Takara Tomy. It's not third party. I don't get to ignore it. It's Hasbro product. It's, right there, bottom of the checklist, easiest one to do. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. I would save the Unicron rant for another show.
So yeah, Studio Series 86. One thing I thought it was interesting about this line is that the MSRP on them is only $19.99 for the deluxes, whereas in Kingdom they're $23, I think.
That'll probably change. It probably has to do with when the product was solicited to retailers, and I imagine that Wave 2 will fall in line with the rest of the pricing. If I had to guess.
That could
And then
be.
Walmart will do a rollback, and it'll be magically $20 again.
Right.
Right, exactly. So, I know they've been trying to push that for the Marvel Legends as well. I think they've tried to push up the MSRP on that. So, but anyway, so I guess onto the reveals. I'll show a picture here. Oops. So this is from TFW. Some of the various reveals. So, like, what were your guys' favorite reveals?
Oh,
Should we do most
tough
surprising or favorite? Because my favorite was Grimlock, but the most surprising was seeing Jazz sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, that thing looks,
that Jazz is fucking
it looks
killer.
like everybody overpaid for the, the previous versions, masterpiece third party type. It's really making me second guess my masterpiece collection.
Right? Especially with how they've all been breaking lately.
Yeah. Yeah, even like the Kingdom stuff. But yeah, like my most favorite reveal is probably Grimlock. The reason that's my favorite is because it says a lot of things about where the line's going to go. It means we're actually going to get leader-sized Dinobots. Leader-sized Dinobots that don't combine. But the possibility...
No goddamn gimmicks.
The possibility of them getting their nemesis in that movie, which was Devastator. And they've shown us that they can do it with Studio Series. Trickle them out. They've done 8 of them. A lot of them were $30 and above. So
I would
be really surprised if they did a new Devastator.
Mm-mm.
Now, on the other hand, if it were just a retooled or just simply repackaged and repainted Unite Warriors Devastator, I could see that. But I don't see new tooling.
That hollow, that thing was not good. But
okay, but you say hollow, but what if it were like if you look at
It didn't even have.
was it
elbows.
Off-Road Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper were the same figure but like entirely different shell?
Completely shelled, yeah.
Yeah.
What if it was like that, where it is still the same engineering for Unite Warriors Devastator, with the articulation from the Takara version and maybe some fillers on the gaps?
Well, I know Cliff Jumper suffered greatly for having to share the mold with Bumblebee.
I just got mine today. I haven't cracked them open yet.
Yeah. His leg panels they don't do. They're supposed to like clip together, but they don't. And there's other just kind of, shows that they might have made a new mold with that. But I mean they proved they can do it with the Studio Series Devastator, and there's not repaints of those, so they could do.
Unless you can't skip
Studio
that.
Series 86 Devastator, and they could do an orange one. They could do a yellow one. They could do, all types of them.
I was surprised that they pulled their punches on the Combiner Wars Devastator and did not do a yellow one and an orange one. It was surprising and completely non-Hasbro formula.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that they would have today. I feel like that would have been the perfect Hasbro Pulse exclusive, to do a yellow or
never
orange
say
one
never.
or
It's not like those molds are dead. That
Right.
could happen at some point. It could be a Pulse exclusive or what have you.
People want ones that aren't hollow, and people want elbows. People want individual guns. People want
Unite
something
Warriors. I'm happy with Unite Warriors. That's fine.
I have that, but it could be better. I had to buy 2 different kits to make it where I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I bought the Takara one just because they have the elbows, but I mean, still that wasn't quite enough. It was not quite enough.
They're very empty. Yeah, hollow.
Yeah, and with as accurate as these 86 movie line characters are, I mean, it would be so good. It would be awesome.
I mean, I don't know. I do think that they still, kind of have certain things that they have to do to meet price points, unless again this is another HasLab thing.
Yeah.
I think another thing is, like you said, that it could be a leader. They could be leader size, or they could be various sizes to put in there. But I just feel like if they want to meet the retail price point, it's going to be tough for them to go all out on Devastator. Like I almost could see it being another HasLab thing down the road, like a $300 HasLab type of thing.
Yeah.
That's about the cap on the goddamn price point.
But I think, I mean, Devastator is a big character, is a major character. And so, when he came out like that, I think that sold out. That was one of the few Titan class figures that was not available at like Ollie's and whatever. Like, I'm sure someone will correct us and say that, oh no, I saw it for a minute at Costco or something like that, whatever. But, I don't remember it really being on clearance like the other ones.
Nope. And about Devastator, you say he's like a big character. Like he was one of the set pieces of the first half of the film when he showed up, merged for the kill and all that. That's like one of those iconic. KT figure collection.
Yeah.
I still need that set.
Oh, I get it. It comes in 2 different varieties. You can get the box set, or you better.
Well, to me too, I think that they probably want to see how this does. And how well everything sells, and then if everything is flying off the shelves or whatever, then they'll probably put more effort into the 86 movie. So that's just like I could see them again, like you said, doing a Devastator down the line, like 2 years from now or whatever, kind of figuring something out, and then it'll be released down the line or whatever. So.
If they want to see things fly off the shelves, they have to get things to the shelves. They have to have their retailers fulfill pre-orders. They have to have their retailers not cancel things incessantly. To see things get to the shelves, they have to get them to the shelves, and then from there off.
That's
hard.
I mean, they could use Hasbro Pulse as just the kind of the barometer for how hot this stuff is. Yeah. I mean, pre-orders don't last past a day once they pop up.
If an hour.
Yeah.
Do we want to make bets on whether Wave 2 of Earthrise or Wave 3 is going to be like the lost wave?
Wave 2, I think, is going to be the lost wave because I saw Wave 3 has been spotted, And
Wave 3's been spotted on.
Yeah. I've waited. I don't think Wave 2 has been spotted yet, has it?
Wave 2 has been spotted, but it's spotty. You know.
Yeah.
It's
like they got the Voyagers. They have like Megatron and the Judge, but
I got my RC and I got
Smokescreen.
That dude.
And Airwave, yeah, he's up
Airwave,
too.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Those
it'll
things
probably be
are
one of those
like
things
something.
where we see the Wave show up at Ross like a year from now.
oh, and that's
And then-
awesome.
And then everyone will be mad that they spent $50 or $60 on judges and stuff.
I mean, I got a $25 Masterpiece Ironhide. The movie Masterpiece. It was awesome.
From Ross.
Yeah.
God damn.
I haven't seen anything at Ross yet aside from Micromasters from Siege.
Yeah, keep checking. I mean, whenever I saw that, they also had, Voyagers and I think one Deluxe from Siege. So
Nice.
a couple eaters.
Need another refractor for something that I'm working on.
I'll keep an eye out.
Oh.
Just, stuff.
So
So where are we at? Let's run down the list. What
Right.
all was
Yeah.
revealed?
So Jazz, I guess, was one of the ones, and I do have a question about Jazz in general. Like, he looks pretty perfect. However, he still has the thing with the arms that flip out, so the arms are hollow. But they specifically mentioned in the reveal of Hot Rod, they're like, oh, Hot Rod is essentially deluxe size, but we put extra like tooling and parts count and whatever in it. He has a ton of accessories, whatever, and that's the reason he's a Voyager. So my question is...
that's a half truth. He's a Voyager because they know they can get it because it's goddamn Hot Rod. He's a main character in the movie. Jazz doesn't get that treatment because he's not Hot Rod.
That's part of it too, but my question for you guys, and it's probably, again, like Hasbro probably knows what they're doing, but like, would you buy a Jazz that has, filled in arms and whatnot, has that extra piece, but pay $30 for it, that's completely not hollow?
I mean,
yeah.
as I've demonstrated, I will buy anything they put out, but I don't care. Like, that doesn't affect me one way or the other. I just want a good toy. If it has more bells and whistles, great. But I at some point there's overkill, and I just need the deluxe class figure to do what it does.
You keep
And that
using
makes
that
me
word.
happy.
It doesn't mean what I think you think. No. Overkill's another dude.
Oh yeah, he's that other guy, right? With
Yeah.
the cassettes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if the hollowness is part of the transformation,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because, their fist was inside their arm for alt mode. Now their fist is outside their arm for robot mode. They're going to have a empty void.
You know what's more important to me than whether or not the toy is hollow is if it's posable. Just give me the goddamn articulation. That's what I care about more than if it's hollow.
Yeah. Yeah, like that Alicon's. Have you guys noticed the Alicon's feet? Like, that's the first thing I noticed, as forward and backward and sideways on the ankles.
Right.
It's crazy.
Mine's in the middle somewhere.
You need to
waiting on
open
mine.
it up. Yeah, no, it's good.
But I mean, that's the thing with all of these. Like, even that RC that's coming out, where it's like you're debating, like, was the Thrilling 30 version better? Is this one better? And whatever. But
No,
like, this
Thrilling
one has
30 's better.
articulation. No, but this RC
But
has
this
articulation.
one is
It's a lot more
ugly.
fun to mess with.
The silhouette is ugly. The back is ugly. The stand is ugly. It is so disappointing to me. I so prefer
Do
the
you
previous
have it
one.
in
The previous
hand?
one, I do. In fact, I do have her. I'll go grab her.
I was able to
No, that's
compare my
okay.
iGear RC, my daughter's Thrilling 30 RC, and my new Earthrise RC, and had them all at my desk at work, and I was fiddling with them. And there are things I like about all three of them.
Right.
I like the Thrilling 30 one because it actually transforms. I love the way the bot mode looks on Earthrise RC. I think it's damn near flawless. And the iGear one, I just have love for it because it was like one of the first like transforming classic C RCs. What are you doing, Nick? We're throwing stuff. He doesn't have his things on. He can't hear us. He's just being angry over there. Just throwing stuff.
Okay.
I'll get about that
You're all
Unicron
fine
again.
Hold her up.
Here she is.
It's pretty.
It's not great.
She's pretty.
Oh, it's great.
I
I
don't
like
It
you
looks
can take
so
the
nice
back
in that
off.
bot mode.
You can take that whole extra part of the backpack off and just toss it. Great.
This is the extra part. This is
Yeah,
the extra
I know.
part.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's so great. That's why the robot mode's awesome.
The Thrilling 30 is so much better. Look at her giant freaking feet.
Yeah.
Yes,
Perfect-
and then she can
perfect for
stand.
standing.
Buy a figure stand. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't want this repurposed as the Studio Series RC. That won't work for me. She doesn't look right. I would so prefer a new sculpt over a repurposing of this one. For whatever that's worth. Also, why is her gun translucent? Why would you do that?
That I didn't like. That's one thing I was like, she has like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, no, it's a no.
You know,
She won't be sitting with my Studio Series guys.
Yeah, don't lose her spoiler splitter thing on the back. That will come off.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
no, I lost mine.
My 2-year-old decided to pull that off and put a bite mark in it.
Aww.
Oh,
So-
nice.
I gotta warm it up and hope it comes out.
Yikes.
There you go. But the one thing I'll say is like, so this Jazz, which looks suspiciously a lot like the Make Toys version. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
Well, okay, yes and no. Like at some point, if you're basing something on the same animation model, there's only so many ways to interpret it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Jazz is gonna look like Jazz.
Yeah.
Now, if they use the same engineering, then
Right.
Right.
Well, it's not going to be the same because I mean the parts count's not going to be the same. But
which was it? Cup that they said that has the same transformation as the '86 movie. Was that it?
does he?
I can't remember which one. I ran across that. Looking at the '86 stuff, and yeah, one of them, maybe more than one of them, has the same. I know Hot Rod had like 2 or 3 different transformations during the movie,
Right.
but I think Cup's transformation is close to what his movie was.
He had a couple.
I could be wrong.
I mean,
As long as he matches one of them, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Oh, Ron was asking. Oh, they're asking in the chat, and I know we're getting ahead of ourselves about the Headmaster re-releases that they're doing. So we'll talk about that more later on in the show. But have the pre-orders come out for those?
and if they had come out, would Walmart sell them? We'll find them at Walmart in stores, rotting and cinched down with spider cables and destroyed by people before the pre-orders get fulfilled. And the pre-orders, if they ever get fulfilled, will be a toy smashed into a box sideways with a piece of flat bubble, that balloon stuff, just a flat one. They put a needle through it and they're like, hey, here you go, that's what you get, sucker. And then you're happy.
That's right.
I mean,
It's
I'm
not
pretty.
actually a G1 though. I mean, they baited us in with the G1 box and the G1 box art, and then they're like, "Hey, we got the Titans Return dude for you." And then I'm like, "Oh." Okay,
I'm
never
pretty excited that all of my Netflix like pre-orders or whatever for Wave 2 have been canceled except for like I think 2 of them maybe.
Action figure is probably the one you're thinking of.
Oh, right. Right. You know
It's
what
like
the worst part about that is they have all been canceled at least once on me, but they let me order them again when they pop back up on the website. So they're not canceled, but they are canceled. Who can
I
tell?
got the email saying that they were canceled, and then when you go to the website, they're still there saying processing. So it's like, are you taking my money? Am I getting a toy? What's happening here?
Oh,
Please.
see, mine just said canceled. So like I think I had 4 of them that they just outright canceled. So not that it matters anyway, because if Walmart ever actually fulfills a pre-order, I mean, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, exactly.
They're a new retailer. They don't have a lot of money. I mean, they're just trying to figure this shit out. Okay.
Right. I mean, it's not like they're a multi-billion-dollar company with a,
Exactly. They're not like Target.
whatever, state-of-the-art like computer system or whatever inventory system here. So
Target, who's been killing it lately.
Yeah. No, I've had things canceled with them also. Hasbro
Yep.
Pulse never cancels. They might
Hasbro
get it,
Pulse.
a little later,
They
but
get
you get it. So,
They'll delay it. They'll let you know that it's been delayed. They don't need you to approve the delay, and then eventually they'll say, "Okay, it's coming," and then you get it. They charge your card accurately, and you get it.
Amazon
What's the
cancels.
old
They all
culture mag
cancel.
say? Consistency is victory. That's right.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't think I'm ever going to be ordering again from Walmart or Target unless it's an exclusive. So as long as it can go and
Like
not
Ectotron.
cancel those damn exclusives, like the so I guess Target had 2 exclusives, right? So they had
Rust
was
and
it?
Runabout.
Trust.
Yeah.
Runabout.
And the other,
Runabout.
Yeah.
sure,
Runabout.
why not?
Run a something.
Yeah,
Runabout.
I believe it.
Runabout's that guy, and Runabout's the black car. The Lotus Esprit.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but so hopefully they don't cancel my pre-orders on those. Although again, you'll probably see them in store before. I don't know. My Target, I actually got Wave 2 from Target, and I think I got everything except for Airwave. So I had an issue with that, but everything else came in for me. So I was pretty happy about that. But I know a lot of other people had problems. So. And their customer service is fantastic, right, Peter?
Sir, we must have faith in the system that if you approved one, that they're all approved and they won't get canceled again. And yes, sir, before you say it, sir, I know that you've experienced this before, and you've said, yes, sir, that you've been right here having this conversation with another of my colleagues before. I understand, sir. However, sir, please, we must have faith in the system and assume that they're all approved. So I'm going to go now, sir, and I bid you a good day. And it's like, what
I
the...
don't believe you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm about to get screwed. You're telling me I'm about to get screwed.
You should apply for Target customer service. That was,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Like
Better
you-
than they do
I've
at
heard
this
that a
point.
few times.
Pretty
Video
good.
series, right? Yes.
For background, yeah, they canceled all sorts of stuff. I got emails saying that, you need to approve these cancellations, and then you click on the thing and it goes to the website, and then there's a single button to say, shows all the things that are about to be delayed. It says, do you want to approve? And you say, okay, yeah. You click that one button, then you get an email saying you've approved one thing. And you're like, wait. So you go back to the website and it shows that all these things are back ordered. And it's like, wait a minute. And then a week later, they cancel everything that wasn't in that email for the approval. So, yeah, we went through
How
that.
are you not at their corporate headquarters burning it down?
I have a job that I got to keep, and I literally got fired from Target in 1999 for threatening to burn the store down.
You see that? It's a
That's
personal
why this is
vendetta.
happening to you.
Yeah, this is 20 years later karma. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, this was like a week after Columbine, and people were itchy and scared, and I was a twitchy little kid, and
Okay,
I made a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joke. It was a bad joke. I thought it was pretty funny.
Great.
In retrospect, right? It's probably
Everything worked out.
yes.
My red swing lane stapler and set the building on fire.
I'm gonna burn this face down.
And now, speaking to that reference, now I'm an IT dude named Peter who hates his job and does whatever he can to get himself in trouble at work.
Did you get your TPS reports done?
We have TPS reports.
What would you say you do here?
You do.
I'm a people person, damn it.
Okay, so yeah, so Runabout looks so fantastic. Like, I think that Runabout looks a lot better than Run Amok. I don't know, like, I kind of wish that Run Amok had, and I kind of realize why they did it, but I wish he had that orange on him. He just doesn't, like, I think that would have made him pop a little bit more. I feel like that the colors that they used just needed one more color, but.
I kind of wish that these two toys had the deco of the club figures. Because I like the molds, but I like the club deco better.
I mean, they still look pretty neat, though. I'm still excited. I don't have the club figures. I never paid that extra cost, so I'm excited to get these.
They were wonderful. I love them so much. They got to be behind you somewhere, Peter.
Yeah, they're up there. They're
Okay.
with the Galvatron and 86 friends.
So the question is, Peter, with this new line, are you going to be replacing your 86 display and binning some of that stuff behind you?
I shipped a box of retirees to the storage unit, to the Infinity Closet, over the weekend, and while I was at the Infinity Closet, my car got hit by somebody, which was awesome.
Motherfucker.
Oh no.
So that was fun. But yeah, I'm retiring people as they come in. When the Amazon orders dropped, I pre-ordered 7 Scourges.
Nice.
And I'm gonna do they're gonna do an inevitable sweep set, so I'm gonna get sweeps too, so I can pad all that out. Right now, I have the Legends Scourge with a third-party gun, and then seven of the Generations 2010-ish Scourges as my sweeps.
By 7.
No, because sweep 6 and 7. It's the highest count that we got to named in the cartoon.
Okay.
So, I mean, they showed many, many more in Five Faces of Darkness Part 3 when they attacked the EDC station, but meh.
Am I the only one that actually mixes and matches the various sweeps that have come out?
Yes.
Like instead of having all the same one, I
was thinking about that. I was
like
thinking it
his
might
minions
be neat to have like the minions in various. He's had a bunch of different forms over the years in my brain continuity as he gets upgrades, and so maybe his minions wouldn't always get the upgrade. Sure, why not? I could do that. I could play with that.
And they do get blown up a lot, and they've got to be running out of spare parts on Char.
Sure.
Galvatron gets mad and throws them in lava, and
yeah.
So Scourge is coming out.
Scourge is the one I'm the most excited for. That is the figure I want the most. He looks great. I am very, very excited, and I cannot wait for whatever they do with the sweeps. I don't want to just buy 7 Scourges. I will buy, maybe a dozen sweeps. But yeah, whatever they're going to do with that, I need it. Need it all in my life right now.
And Scourge is Voyager class as well, right?
Right, and he's actually sized to be Voyager.
He's
Voyager.
big,
A little bigger.
and I like it. He'll look good next to that Cyclonus.
And the Galvatron that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
But the Galvatron is going to be in Kingdom, right?
Kingdom.
Or
Yeah.
do we not know for sure?
Galvatron's coming in.
He's
Kingdom.
on the box art.
Yeah, it's gonna... from the leaks that we've gotten.
yeah, they're crossing the streams there. So
So,
we're gonna get,
but
we're gonna get some G1 stuff mixed in with Kingdom, because they all know Kingdom's not gonna sell with just Beast Wars alone. They have to have that G1 guy money, right?
They're gonna have G1 guys in everything.
The Kingdom stuff looks awesome. I'm all in. So
I mean, I think it's exciting that we're getting redos of all these guys. I think that a few of the figures, I like the LG Cup, I like the LG Blur in some of those. But the fact that we're getting better articulation with all these figures and, better engineering and all that type of thing, I'm pretty excited, because I think that was one of the things when Siege started and Earthrise and whatever is okay, can you just redo everything? Because I want everything with good articulation now.
I want my non-headmasters to be non-headmasters. I want them to look the part like they jumped off the screen. And for the most part, you mentioned Cup and Blur specifically, they look like they fell out of that movie and they're into my wallet.
But speaking of that Blur, did you see how much of the engineering is borrowed from the Legends / Titans Return Blur? A lot of it.
Is it?
Yeah, if you stand them next to each other, the two images, it becomes apparent that they have taken a lot of probably the upper, 2/3 of the body look like they are the same engineering. Maybe just reshelled, I think the lower legs are different.
But he has a head that's attached to his head, and he looks like the cartoon. So borrow the engineering all day long. Make those improvements, but we've gone from incremental to just like a leap.
Yeah. Look, I'm totally on board. I just find it fascinating what they're able to reuse. If it means that this stuff happens, then great, do it. Reuse whatever you need.
Reuse my wallet.
So the two big complaints that people have had, one on the Blur with the face, and do you guys like the face sculpt on this Blur?
I
or do you think
am pleased as punch with all the face sculpts. I have seen the complaints, and it is honestly lost on me. I think they all look great.
I'm here for the party.
Yeah.
A better. I was trying to see if there was a picture here on the site that I'm on to show the face better. And I know that people have also complained about the arms as well. And I do think that if they would have used more hollow, like if it would have been more like the LG or the Titan's Return, you know, where it wasn't completely filled in, I think it probably would look a little bit better in bot mode. I don't know. Like that, to me, it would have. I don't know if you guys agree or...
There might be an opportunity there. I mean, it's already engineered. It's coming out the way it's coming out. But the Gen 1 figure, I think, did that really well. The way it like was slotted and could fold under and was like flush against the bottom of the arm.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They could have done that. I don't know. And still had elbows and shoulders and things. Whereas the Gen 1 didn't. I'm not saying that it did. But you could have done like a nice perfect fusion thing.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think with all of these, they're $20 figures, so you know, they're going to have a few flaws here or there. They're not going to be 100% perfect. If they made a completely perfect figure, then they couldn't redo it in the future because we'd all just say, "Hey, why do we need this new one? We have the perfect one already."
Yeah. Because at some point, we will all be dead, and our collections will be dust, and they will still be making Transformers toys.
That is true. And I know Cup, I think some people were complaining about the head sculpt on Cup as well.
It looks good. I mean,
I think it looks fine, though.
In the movie, he looked, kind of gaunt in the face, and his head sculpt on the toy is very thin, so...
Yeah. And if you look at the succession of those Florodairy designs from the initial draft to the one, because some of the initial draft stuff got reused by ACOM Animation in season 3. The movie had a slightly different look. It was like the updated, revised designs. So, I mean, that face falls into that spectrum somewhere. So he's hitting the animation design, just like Cyclonus is really wearing that face, as is Blur and Hot Rod, and I mean, so on and so forth.
I think that's the problem here is that there are so many different sources to choose from, even though it's all one source. And so people fall into the trap of what they remember it looking like versus what it actually looked like.
Right.
And and that's why there's so much scrutiny on the faces on these things.
And that's where a dose of cynicism and going back and rewatching things obsessively for the 35 years or whatever will take that and just wash it out of your system. So.
The one thing I feel like in general as well is that a lot of times when this comes out and we get these high-res photos where we're like zooming in as far as we can and it may not necessarily look great there, but when you actually get the toy in hand, you're like, oh, like in physical form, like this makes sense. It looks good.
Yeah, stop and ask yourself, do I look that good up close? The answer is probably no.
Exactly. So I think that's probably part of it too, is that, with the lighting and 2 dimensions versus 3 and whatever, it can look a lot different. Like, I complained a lot about the Earthrise Megatron face sculpt, and then I got it in hand and it doesn't look as bad as what I thought it was. Like, I actually think it looks good.
Hear. I'm glad to hear that.
Now, why did you choose the Earthrise Megatron over the Siege or the Netflix?
Would I choose Earthrise? Or I'm sorry.
Yeah, would you choose it over the other 3 or the other 2 molds? I mean,
absolutely over the Siege one, the regular one.
I guess there's 3 other molds. Yeah,
over the Siege one.
Yeah, there's Siege, there's Netflix, there's the Walmart exclusive colors with the animation style,
the cell shading.
Yeah.
So
that one.
I know that the Space Mud, I have not been saying, like, I have not complained about the Space Mud as much as others have, but man, comparing it to the Earthrise, I'm like, oh man, I wish all these figures didn't have the Space Mud on them. It looks so much better without it. So, I mean, he does, like, on his legs on the black, like the tire treads and stuff have some weathering effects and whatnot, but most of the figure does not have that Space Mud stuff on it, so I think that it looks just a lot better. So, yeah, I would say over the regular one, I would definitely pick Earthrise. The Netflix version, it's tough just because I really like the paint effects that they used on it. So
That's a really sharp
it's
looking figure.
talk to me in a month. Once the newness wears off.
All right, next figure. What we did: Blur, Cup, Jazz. What's the next
Scourge.
one? Scourge. We did
Scourge.
We mentioned Grimlock, but we didn't talk about him.
Oh yeah, Grimlock. So yeah, and well, wait. It's actually Wheelie with a bonus Grimlock, right?
That's right. Yeah, a wheelie with no elbows, possibly.
He doesn't transform.
He
He's just,
arms.
yeah,
he
he's just
doesn't
a little.
have elbows. Dang it.
I don't think so.
At least he's not just like a slug figure that doesn't do anything. You know.
That's right.
At least he is
Okay,
somewhat
sure.
posable. Hey, maybe maybe he'll get a scout figure at some point, or whatever they're calling that size class now.
They should have gave him a little voice box, a little button press. You could rhyme everything and.
Friend, find, look behind.
That's right.
What if they do a core 2-pack
That's
and
it,
deluxe
core,
price, deluxe price point, but with 2 cores, and you get Daniel or Spike in the exosuit, and you get a transforming wheelie. Oh, that would be fun.
Supposed to get Daniel or Spike with Slag, right?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
But Grimlock, I don't think he has any ankle tilts, huh? From the picture.
Does he not?
From the picture,
well, that
it
would
doesn't
be
Well,
look
so
That-
the picture has
surprising.
been weird. I bet he does. I think you can actually even kind of tell that he does. Like they just pose it
the
weird.
photographer. Yeah.
And I think the Grimlock was not even in, like they didn't have a physical version of it that they showed off, because I think they're still tweaking him or whatever. So I wouldn't necessarily go off of that. I bet he has some type of ankle tilt.
All right, so we can't even really talk about him since they didn't have a physical sample, right?
Well, the one thing with the Grimlock though is like, I mean, he really reminds me a lot of the Masterpiece mold. Like, wouldn't you guys say?
Yeah.
Just
There's
like
a-
how
there's a
it
lot of
reminds
the
me of a
Masterpiece
masterpiece, and
So
yep, they all remind me of masterpiece. So
but which is exciting. I mean, not that Masterpiece Grimlock was a relatively easy figure to transform, but I mean that's the thing that's nice is it's like, oh, it reminds you of Masterpiece, but it doesn't take you an hour to transform. So it's nice.
I don't know. It only takes me 10
Yeah.
minutes maybe on the Masterpiece Grimlock.
he's not bad.
No,
This
that's what I'm
one's
saying.
Grimlock's
Grimlock's not
really
bad.
Yeah, I don't think Wheelie's legs are articulated either. Now that I'm staring at the picture, I think they're just ball jointed at the hips.
Yeah, I don't know. He's pretty much
So-
almost made just to sit on top
Just
of
to sit on.
Grimlock, and that's
Yeah.
From a squat.
I think he's literally 5
He's
POA.
got to walk like Groucho across.
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, hopefully for, other people, if you really wanted a wheelie, you got him in Titan's Return. Hopefully you can find that figure. Like, that was actually a pretty good figure.
Yeah, he's a really good figure.
It was just fine in robot mode. I had some difficulty with the car mode on that. It kept falling apart because it is so hollow in car mode. It doesn't hold together very well.
Mm-hmm. But,
So I was
and
hoping
then,
for something a little better.
and then Hot Rod, of course, which is like the star of the show. I mean, everyone's
Yeah,
been
he's
gushing
killer.
over this guy forever.
He's easily the best hot rod we've
Ever
Got
gotten. I didn't think anything was ever going to replace my Classics Hot Rod, and now here we are.
16 hot rods later.
Yeah.
I
Sounds about
think I think my favorite one so far prior to this one was the one that came with Power of the Primes, Rodimus, the little had a Rodimus head in his back or whatever.
Yeah,
That thing was damn near perfect. It was great, aside from the whole like combined to form way too big Rodimus. But
It was all right. This one's way better.
But yeah, this one, I mean, honestly, this is better than the Masterpiece version, like that came out the Hot Rod. I mean, it's crazy.
And what if they release like a little add-on later on? A little Winnebago trailer. You could snap on the shit.
what if they make that a Pulse exclusive?
Uh huh.
Come on, guys. You know they're gonna re-release the figure,
And it comes with a
in a leader
transformable
class.
wheelie.
In a leader class with the trailer. I mean, come on.
That's 2025, okay?
As long as I get it, I can wait. I'm a patient man.
And he can come with a micro Rodimus, and he can come with a fishing pole and a Marissa Fairborn and
A fish.
And Legion. Wait, what?
yeah, a Whopper. Look at this. Oh no, Legion, no. Wrong Marissa Fairborn. No.
Oh God.
But yeah, I am kind of curious on this. You know, whether or not people. I feel like that no one has really been complaining about this, even though he's smaller, just because he's so good. Like, because you can just tell with the accessories and the part count that, you know, plus again, like you said, he's a main character.
Right. They have successfully determined that we will pay $30 for a hot rod and not blink.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And I mean, you can tell that they put their budget into designing this figure to be as good as it can be without being a $100 figure. For the $30 price point, I am super happy with what we're getting.
And some people didn't even realize it's $30 until today. So they just clicked pre-order.
You just clicked on it.
I don't look at the prices on these things anymore.
Right. So
That
I don't
whenever the
know.
wife asked how much it is, I can tell her honestly, I don't know.
So I don't know. I mean, I still think that this is, you know, it competes against, you know, again, like the Masterpiece and whatnot. So, and I realize that Masterpiece figure, I think, was one of the cheaper ones. I think back in the day, I think it was only like $50 or $60 maybe,
Right.
something like that.
Hot
So,
rod?
it was
I
not
think
that
it was about
expensive.
75.
No, when
Yeah.
Masterpiece was
It wasn't
priced
bad.
reasonably.
It wasn't bad. Yep.
Or 75, I don't know, whatever.
Either way,
Yeah, he wasn't bad. Nowadays,
It wasn't 120 like it is
$140.
now.
not not $200 for no reason.
So yeah, so I think that's all the studio series. So, and then we also got like we were talking about before, those Walmart exclusive reissues of Titans Return figures. So
Yes.
what do you guys think about that? Are you guys excited?
I think I've got the figures on the shelf right now. I don't need them.
Yeah, a lot of us already bought both versions of the Titans Return.
See, now I skipped all the Legends stuff because I was happy with the US ones and they weren't different enough for me. So I mean,
they have different heads, like different.
Yeah, I didn't care. I still only moderately care. I will buy these because they're U.S. product. I will leave them sealed, and at least I have an example of the Japanese head and the U.S. head, and then they'll go into a bin and hashtag bin life. It's fine. Pretty boxes, though.
So here's my question though, is like the G1 reissues that they're, you know, have been doing at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Would are you buying them for the figures or for the boxes?
I will say at my Walmart, when they get them in, they put the spider cables on them and they cinch the spider cables down. They'll fold the flaps
Bonk.
and then they cinch down the spider cables and completely crunkle the box. And then they sit and sit and sit and sit and then get clearanced out to a penny. And then they show up at the flea market, literally the next block over from the Walmart at $50 a pop the next weekend. That is my experience in my local area with Walmart and the Gen 1 exclusives.
Ah, God.
Wow.
If you need nice boxes, I get them on Pure Meat. I'll ship them to you.
That would, yeah.
Happy to do
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say like the Walmart by me doesn't do that, and I can pick out like a nice example out of the like 50 that they get or whatever on the shelf. I can pick out the nicest one, and
50.
So- well, it's not that many, but
Well, I mean,
whatever.
hyperbolically, yeah. We get that.
My Walmart never stocks a goddamn thing, and even they had, like, no joke, 25 blasters last week. I could not believe it. The first time I'd ever seen them have that many of any of the G1 reissues. So I was able to pick out two of the very nicest boxes, one for me and one for my godson that I will put aside until he's ready. And why am I buying the G1 reissues? Because they exist. And that's it. I don't care about the packaging or the toy at this point because I already own them, like 5 times or something? But, like, the box is a nice part of the presentation, and I appreciate that they did that they went that extra mile to do a retro box. So I'm not discounting the box, but I am simply buying this thing because it exists.
So my question is, the fact that they're doing these, but in G1 style boxes, do you think that that's cool? Is that something that you would like to see from like when they do other reissues? Would you like them to reissue other generations figures, but do a G1 style box?
Sean is emphatically shaking his head no. Why is
not
that?
only no, but hell to the nah.
Well, I don't know what they could reissue at this point that would be worth reissuing from Generations because they're redoing all these characters.
Why put them in a G1 box? They're not the G1 character. They did it with Ectotron, but they're
doing it with Gigawatt.
I mean, but they didn't do it with Blaster or Astrotrain or Soundwave. It's why? Why can't they just do the G1 reissue or just not do it? Find something else.
As a collector of G.I. Joe as well as Transformers, I appreciate seeing the retro style packaging with the modern style toy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it works as cleanly with Transformers, like the Motu stuff. Yep. The Motu with the articulation.
Maybe that's why they're doing it. Yeah.
New for 20.
Exactly. It feels it gets you in that nostalgia button. It grabs you by your nostalgia bits, but it doesn't work with modern Transformers in a lot of cases, especially not the ones at the $10 price point or whatever.
Yep.
I don't know. I guess I'm the only one that actually thinks it's really cool, and I really like it.
We've been spoiled. We've been spoiled with the G1 reissues, so seeing the G1 box with the modern toy, it's like, no.
I think part of it is like I've always appreciated when Takara Tomy would put a figure out with like a really nice box and whatnot, like they did with, again, when these came out in Titans Return, whatever the Takara version was, it Legends, was that their line?
Yeah, Legends.
The fact that they did the window box and all that type of, like, I really enjoyed that. I didn't get these though, just because they weren't different enough at the time, but I actually think I'll probably get these with the G1 boxes and probably won't open them just because I already have a copy. But I don't know.
Yeah, these would have been much more interesting to me if they got released in the Legends boxes just in all English. If it was an entirely English language package, Legends style. Because it would be reissued from the line it was from. Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I guess they're probably trying stuff out and seeing what works. And like you said, that's been the new trend for, they've done it for Marvel Legends and, He-Man and G.I. Joe's doing it. So it's like, Transformers is getting on the bandwagon. And I think that they've gotten a positive response from Ectotron and all that. We've all said that we've liked it and whatever. So,
so about that, how weird is it that Maverick is the odd man out with the box that doesn't match?
Yeah.
Maverick is just odd and lame.
Yeah, he doesn't go with the collection at all.
Yeah, like why would you do this crossover series where everybody's got a retro Transformer style box and then you get to Maverick and it's like, nope, fuck you.
I think it's probably one of those things where in order to get the license and whatnot, that they said, okay, that it has to match the packaging of the other Top Gun toys that are coming out.
I am sure that this was a mandate from Mr. Cruz or whoever,
right.
Has final say on that kind of stuff.
And all those toys are going to rot and go on clear its way before the movie ever comes out. But, hey.
Somebody who doesn't understand the toys had the final say on that product is what it comes down to.
Right. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think one thing I think is kind of interesting again is like if they're not planning on redoing the Headmasters, I do think it's nice that they're reissuing it for people so they don't have to spend like. And I have no idea if these have went up in value, but I know that that's been a topic online where people have said, "Hey, have you seen that Greenlight is now worth $1 bajillion?" And some of those other figures that. a lot of the Combiner Wars figures and whatnot are actually worth a fair amount because we haven't gotten reissues of those. And that's kind of like, if you want those in your collection, you have to go and pay whatever prices, the market will bear on eBay or wherever. And so I do think it's kind of interesting that if people want the Headmasters, this is a way to get it to them and try it out. So
I think
they didn't seem very popular whenever they were on the shelves. I think Chrome Dome shelf warmed like no other. Hardware you get for like $7.
Mm-hmm.
Greenlight's going for how much now?
Stupid money.
It's crazy,
180,
dude.
something like that.
$200.
Yeah.
Or more. What is wrong with you people?
See, this is why I really blame myself. Like, I'm mad at myself that I can't bring myself to sell my Greenlight. Like, I was like, this is where, like, Nick, like, I give you a hard time about your collected, and yet I'm over here going like this crappy repaint or whatever, like, and yet somehow I'm like, I have to have the Greenlight.
All we have to do is band together, everybody who has an extra Greenlight, put it on eBay for a fair price and watch the market drop on that.
Sure. All right, you go first, Sean.
When they're not looking. Oh, God, that's so crazy.
Yeah. Oh, and then I forgot, we also got some more MicroMasters.
Yay!
Which is
Amazon exclusive.
I am excited about the mask homages that are in there that I didn't know were in there. What the hell?
It's like the
but
first
it's
thing.
not new molds.
But the decos are there.
I totally didn't get the deco until someone said it in some other thread, and I went, oh!
Yeah. See, but I think this is, Hasbro has like reached out to Mask a little bit here and there over the last decade. Like, can we do this? Is it time? I think this is another one of those attempts to see just how much interest and how much clamoring for Mask people are going to be. You made those MicroMasters, now make a $180 Rhino toy.
Okay, when like the bullshit Vortec toys from the mid '90s are like $50 to $100 a piece because people want Mask toys, maybe make some Mask toys.
Here's one of the Mask drivers that go with the car.
Oh my goodness!
They put this out with the Centurion, so
they're
like, oh, we can do little Mask figures, and the guys will eat it up.
And then they can put little helmets that will fit on that scale. They just feel like.
At that point, it's so small it can't be a choking hazard.
No, see, I feel like Hasbro, you guys are talking about Mask and bringing that back, whatever. The real truth is that they're like, what other repaint can we squeeze out of these molds?
Yeah. Some of them are a far cry. Like the orange... The T-top Camaro, I forget which one that's called, but that's like the only one one of the few I had as a child, and that's not close enough for me. The one with the chain that comes out the trunk, with the tank wheels.
Completely out.
Yep.
Bruno Shepard is the driver.
Yes.
Come on.
With the orange mask.
Yeah. I got driver names falling out of my head all day. Anyway, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. And the Hurricane doesn't look quite right either, but it's right there.
It's enough that it made me happy.
Yeah. It's exciting. I think that they look cool.
They're just tickling your nostalgia. What did you call it, Peter?
The nostalgia. Grabbing the
button.
Nostalgia bits.
One thing I don't like about that MicroMaster set is they repainted Power Punch and Direct Hit from the MicroMaster Combiner set to look like those two dudes from the Metro Squad, and they didn't give them a ladder. It's just the same. There's no retooling. It's just like, hey, we're yellowy green now. Enjoy. It's not. That's more disappointing than my uplift from the Mask homages. And then the other two members of the Racetrack Patrol are no new tooling, just straight redecos. So it's like, okay, I guess we got the whole team now. Rah, rah, rah.
Hey, Peter, you said you wanted to complete a team. They completed a team.
You've got what you asked for. Shut
up. I asked for monster.
Did they have a volcano homage in that?
Do what?
Did they have the volcano homage? The black van with the monster truck
Dark van?
wheels?
No.
Yeah.
They could, I mean, if they were to do, they still haven't done the other two members of the Micromaster Off-Road Patrol, which is Tote and Hot Jump. They could put those big wheels on the van, dude, and paint it like Volcano. Maybe.
It's too much.
It's like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
No, it's all great, Peter. It's fantastic. I was just I was trying to see if there was any other ones that we missed.
Oh yeah, the core class Dinobot for Kingdom.
Wait, what?
That's the core class Dinobot for Kingdom.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's Slash repainted.
Oh, I had you guys.
No. Oh, but you know what I do have? Looking at your room, and Nick has it too. That blue movie rug back there.
Yes.
I got one the other day.
Has one. Sergio has
Search, let me know, and I was like, yeah, go talk to Nick too. And we both
I bought that back in like 2014, I think. It was I got it at
How have I
Target.
missed it for this long?
Yeah, it was at Target like at least 5 years ago.
Okay.
It's
2014,
cool.
I was on a lot of adventures. I wasn't in the States, so yeah, it was on Amazon for what, $25 or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was cheap at Target.
And there was a coupon discount too.
Oh, is it still available?
I think there were like something like 3 left the other day or something when I bought mine. I don't know.
Maybe.
So maybe.
You were right.
Studio Series Devastator. That was another one. So they released a box set for that.
Yep. With
That's the other
deco
one.
changes.
Nice.
Yeah,
What are the
with,
deco
space
changes,
mud.
Peter?
Space. What do you call it? Space mud.
Yeah, but this is actual Earth mud this time.
It didn't look very good. Did not look very good.
So now, Nick,
But
does
it's
this
a
count
good way
as
for people
another
to-
figure? You're gonna have to get this too.
I did, in fact, yes. It's a different deco. It's a U.S. release. I am buying it as a separate item from the others. I just won't open this one because I don't care enough about the mud deco to open this guy. He'll stay in a box. He'll go into a bin, and that'll be the end of it.
Do you think it's enough to lower the price, the crazy stupid prices on some of these single figures?
I think that for a minute,
Thank
some of
God.
that stuff will dip.
Yeah.
Good.
Not a lot, because, honestly, if you had to buy one piece for $50 to $75, I could see you buy the one piece. But if you're buying more than one and they're all inflated, you just buy the box set and sell the others. So.
Plus, this box set. I mean, there's not going to be a ton of them. Right? Like they're probably not going to do a huge run of it, so it'll probably sell out, and then you won't be able to find it either. So,
Where is it exclusive to? Anywhere? Is it exclusive to Target or Hasbro?
it's
Pulse?
exclusive.
No, I think it's specialty retailers. I think Pulse has it. I think that like Entertainment Earth and Big Bad and TF Source will all have it. I imagine anybody who's ordering from that supply chain will have it. Yeah. I don't know that we'd see it at like a Walmart or a Target simply because of how big and expensive it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
My local
But I
Target's
definitely
never got-
take it if they could release it before Christmas and then have it on that clearance sale at Target, 70% off after Christmas. That'd be fantastic.
Get your $45 MPM Starscream, people.
Right, exactly.
Can you imagine if this podcast and the internet existed in like 1985, 1986, and we were having this conversation about the Gestalt box sets that all came out around that time? Like they're doing those Stunticons as a box set. I wonder if those will see a mass release or if it'll just be limited release.
How did they do that back then? Like they had everything. How'd they do that back then? They had every figure on the shelf. They had
everything was everywhere at all times. I remember after Christmas seeing the Piranacon box set, the 5-figure version, just sitting there and I'd already gotten all 6 figures or whatever. So, but I was just like, why are they even doing this? So stupid. I remember like a little 8-year-old me, just like, this is so stupid. Why are they? Nautilulator's not even there. It's a big dumb box set. And now my old ass is just like, I don't have $15,000 for that.
Oh God.
So if you want a box set, Snatch Devil, it's pre-order available. Yeah.
I mean the way things have been going, I mean it seems like everything has been selling out recently, and so I don't know if it's just that the popularity's gone up or if it's been that that they have been trying to track the supply closer to demand so that it doesn't sit around and clearance out. I don't know, but for whatever reason, a lot of this stuff, and so it's like I would definitely pre-order the stuff if you really want it, because you don't want to have to pay aftermarket
But not from
prices.
Walmart and not from Target and not from Amazon.
That's the thing, is like, we want you to pre-order everything, and Hasbro wants you to pre-order everything because we want you to have the stuff. They want you to have the stuff, but then cancel because they can't keep track of their own numbers and how many figures they're doing in a run and whatnot. And they're like,
there were some sort of chain of small retailers across the country that all had some kind of distribution network that if people would just if the manufacturers would just embrace the supply chain, would solve all the problems. Oh wait, there are 2,000 comic shops across the country that carry toys.
That is a diamond quality idea.
Yeah, I know. What am I thinking? God. Go support your local comic shop.
And vote.
Yeah, that too.
Good times. So yeah, but overall, like, how excited are you guys for this new studio series, more G1?
I'm torqued.
I'm excited to see what else it brings. I'm wondering how else they can surprise us. I'm wondering what will sneak into later waves of Kingdom. I am wondering if any of this stuff will get repainted or repurposed as selects, and I'm curious to see what that stuff would be. Like if we got a Ricochet Stepper or whatever you want to call him from this Jazz mold, that would be very cool.
I want a DevCon from Scourge.
Sure, yeah, take my money.
I want
take all my money.
Scourge.
Yes.
I want a Jackpot. I want a Rad. I want Ricochet or Stepper or whatever. Yeah, I want with a Target Master.
Mm-hmm.
What else do I want? We can do Cup in a couple different colors, and they can do new heads all around. They can do like Rebirth, because the deck of between Acom Animation and Toei Animation, the deco of the characters and their animation models were different, so they can do like subtle changes and like little stuff.
Okay, but you are the only nerd who would care.
I know of at least one other, and he lives in South.
It's like I would notice and not care, and you would notice and care, and then like beyond that, everybody would go, "What the hell is different here?"
Well, like Christian, he was sending me pictures of Dirge Clonus.
Yes,
like, Faces of
that
Darkness
thing is so ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but I'd buy it. Five Faces of Darkness had so many animation errors that they were like just like this character painted like that character just throughout all 5 episodes. So you have like Seekers colored like Dinobots, and Seekers colored like Aerial Bots, and Stunticons colored like Combaticons, and Sweeps colored like everybody, and a bunch of Shockwaves colored like Constructicons, and it's just like, I want all these things. I'll buy all that crap. I'll just put it somewhere.
You know what? If they can give them, exciting new profiles and names, I will buy anything. If as long as it's not labeled Animation Error, Cyclonus, or Scourge, or whatever the fuck. If he gets a new name and profile, then yes, take my money.
I want a Slizardo. I want a Skuxoid with my DevCon.
I want Marvel Legends style of both of those dudes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please. I do think that Hasbro's leaving money on the table, that like they could do some small runs, like selects or whatever types of things of all these, and do a zillion of them, and we would buy them all.
But if they're gonna do goddamn troop builders, can they not make them limit 2? Because stop that.
Or $30 each.
I don't care. He came with a box of parts I was able to sell for $50.
Oh, jeez.
Didn't bother me.
You got a free toy plus.
That's right. I think
dinner.
paid for all three of mine. So, I mean, you know, making up like they did with the Hellfire Club guards, where it was limit 5.
It was limit 2 first, and then they went limit 5 because they're like, okay, you guys want some more? We'll give you some more.
Yeah. Right.
I can't remember if the Junkion's been rumored in one of the lines. I thought it was.
I saw Wreck-Gar rumored for Studio Series 86, but it was just a rumor. I don't know that there were listings or anything associated with that.
Oh, that's right.
Does that mean that we have now gotten past that big list leak, the original leak with all of the text listings? We have now seen everything that was on that list, yeah?
All of the text lists, like, are you talking about for Earthrise?
Way back at the beginning of the year, there was some list that was all of
Walmart's,
Earthrise and the beginning of Kingdom, and the Studio Series 86 was first rumored on that. And I think we have now seen everything that was on that list.
So it's time for another leak.
Right.
Right.
It's time for another leak. When is Toy Fair Germany? That's the one. That's where that came out of, right? It wasn't Toy Fair Texas.
Well, I don't know. Is there a Toy Fair Germany anymore? Like,
well, that's the question, isn't it?
So, I guess there's a virtual TFCon this weekend, right?
What?
Yeah, there's a virtual con with like Rick recorded a segment and an interview. Other people are doing. I mean, there's exclusives. There's stuff happening, but I want to go to a show, but we can't.
At the current moment, by the way, the Nuremberg Toy Fair is still on. They are still scheduled for January 27th to January 31st.
Oh, there you go.
So that is still a thing that will happen at some point.
So there you go. Maybe we'll get our next line of leaks from that. Because, yeah, like most of the leaks, I think everything from Earthrise has been leaked at this point. Or not Earthrise, right. I'm sorry, Kingdom.
Right.
Like everything, but yeah, so we need some more leaks. So, is it sad that like all these that are coming, like I almost feel like I can't enjoy the figures that are coming out right now because like I have all this new stuff that I want that I can't have because it's not coming out for several months.
I don't know. I still get that little adrenaline hit every time I open a new guy. I still get that.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right. Or when you're walking down a Walgreens and you find a blue streak there.
Oh, I gotta do that. I gotta go find one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that I will say that was quite exciting when after I went to my third Walgreens that I found a blue streak.
Nice.
It took me about 3 days and about 7 different Walgreens, but I finally found one.
Okay. I pass about 7 Walgreens between work and home, so I guess I better start looking.
Yep.
I don't know if it's hit the East Coast or not.
I'm gonna start looking when Ratchet.
I will say that all my Walgreens shelves, when I looked the other day, they all had an empty spot where those figures should be. Okay. And they had done their seasonal reset where they put up all the $6 holiday toys. So that shipment is clearly on its way. In fact, it's probably time I go look. I should do that tomorrow. Go check my local
I don't know.
Walgreens.
That's where I've been trying to like time it and like look online or see what people have posted because like I don't want to make trips unnecessarily, but like it's like, oh, it's been rumored whatever, like, or people have said they've seen him in town, you know, then it's like, all right, I'm gonna hit up a couple. So
yeah, that's the thing about hunting is you feel like you're like, okay, maybe it's there, and then like 7 stores later you're like, I'm tired, this is unnecessary, it's not even here yet. And then you walk in and you're like, oh man, I'm glad I decided to make this little jaunt off the course and actually stop here or else I wouldn't have it. So
that's the thrill of the hunt, man. Ratchet took forever to proliferate in my area, but Wreck-Gar ended up over blopulating. But I have the same madness as Nick, so I ended up selling off a bunch of loose Wreck-Gars because I needed all the cards.
Mm-hmm.
But I got all of them.
Was it 16 different cards?
12.
12 different.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, if anybody has extra Power of the Primes trading cards, you can reach me.
We've got to put
in
our
our
lists up on the.
Discord.
Yeah, we've got to put our lists up publicly somewhere. Maybe someone can help us out.
Happy to trade.
Make a
Yeah,
Facebook group.
yeah, exactly. Because you guys are getting pretty close, right?
Super close. It's just Primal, man. Primal is the one that screwed it up because he was last wave, so he just kind of off shelves, and you couldn't see the cards, so you didn't know what you were
I'm
getting.
not spending, $50 multiple times
to play blind,
12 times.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And like they
More than
never
12.
even offered like okay, and for the collectors club, here's a card set.
Or,
That would've been
like,
Why would they
the
do
state of
that
the
for you,
madness.
Nick? That's
or a book or
They-
something.
Something.
they know that people will go out and buy it. So
They could have done a limited run and charged whatever they wanted on Hasbro Pulse as a San Diego exclusive the following year or whatever. We're doing an exclusive drop this day, and here's the super rare item you can only get here. And they could have taken all their money.
So they're all different, so we have to get all the other ones anyway and get all the new ones.
See, now if they would have been like the same cards but foil stamped, it would have sated my madness, and I could have let the beast go, and that would have been the end of it. It's like I have my foil stamped set. I don't need to track down the others now.
Just think how many.
see, they're
Unicrons
just
you
doing
could've
this to
bought
make
with
you
that money.
crazy, Nick.
Huh?
It's working. It's working.
It's just to make you crazy.
Yeah.
They said cards for Kingdom, and my heart sank. Not again.
On there, what is the peel thing? I don't get it.
I don't know. We're gonna have to give him a hand because no one can seem to explain it.
I think what the deal is that they put it on the top of the card so you can't tell which card is in the package.
Oh, okay. That's great. I love it.
Hey, their marketing is working. I mean, their whole plan of people buying 12 of the same figure just for different cards, that worked with half the cast here tonight. So
Yeah.
I even say abusive. In fact, I will say this is an abusive relationship.
mm-hmm.
I keep coming
But
back.
we've been in it for a
I
long
don't know how to
time.
say no.
Yeah.
I don't love myself enough to walk away.
So
we just keep hoping Hasbro will change.
yeah.
I know.
Hasbro says he loves me. Yeah.
So I was going to mention for tomorrow night on Microcasters, join us while we review a Super Megatron figure here.
Oh my God.
So we, I think we all have him.
Is he
Yeah.
super? Or is
So
he
he is super, sure.
He is.
Why not?
Thanks for asking.
But yeah, so join us tomorrow night on the TF Talk Facebook page at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central as we review him and tell you what our thoughts are on the figure. And I think that's it. I don't know. Do you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap?
I want them to make a Giltar figure.
Someone in the comments, Catherine, mentioned that she's hoping that the Junkions will have the pull apart gimmick like Six Gun and Brunt, so that you can
that
switch out
would
their
be
parts.
awesome.
Because that
Well,
would be really-
Cup has that feature too.
He
I don't
does.
think we mentioned it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
you can pull
features
apart
you-
all his arms.
Nice.
So, yeah, no, that would be super cool. I bet they will if they when they do the Junkions. So, and I really hope that if they do the Junkions,
Three
that
pack
they give
of
us like,
Junkions in different
Yes.
colors, and they're all interchangeable, so you can build a Junkion mismatch army. And then the Shattered Glass repaint.
there you
We need
go.
to pester.
How many can they
We
possibly
need to
take
pester
for paint?
Hasbro.
All of it.
Pester Hasbro, everybody. Okay, pester them for another Studio Series Devastator, but 86.
There you go. I would take it.
I certainly wouldn't complain if there were actually a Studio Series Devastator. I would happily buy him. But if that means that somebody else doesn't get made, that's where I'd be disappointed. That would be my only complaint.
We could have Corpse Windcharger and Corpse Wheeljack.
You gotta have a dead wind charger for RC to drag across the floor, right? I mean,
Yeah, I'm betting they'll do it.
And in the
So-
storyboards, that
How about-
wasn't Wheeljack. It was Smokescreen in the storyboards. So we can have a
Oh,
dead
really?
Smokescreen to have like Storyboard Edition 86 Studio Series.
so they did that diorama set, the Quintesson Pitted Judgment, right? Was that supposed to be to kick off the studio series?
Yeah, I mean, it says
That was so
Transformers,
picture
the
perfect.
movie on it.
Yeah.
It says Transformers the movie, but it also says War for Cybertron Trilogy.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh,
Weird.
okay, cross-branded. It's neat.
But if they did that, I wonder if they could next year do a Springer with a launcher as like a big box set,
I would play
because I would pay money for that.
Sure. So yeah, thank you to everyone in the chat that participated. Ron, Catherine, Zaldron, Enots. Who did I miss? Big Daddy, Reviews. I'm sure I probably missed someone. Paul from earlier. So, anyway, so yeah, thank you everyone that participated. Thank you guys for being on tonight. It was a lot of fun. And we will see you next week.
Bread's done.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.